Hi everyone, I'm Evan with Jackpine Paddle, and today I'm going to take you through the gear that we expect you to bring on our trips, why we want you to bring that gear, and what I look for when I'm choosing gear for a canoeing or kayaking trip, as well as some optional pieces that you can bring depending on the experience you want. So come on and follow me, and we're going to go over all of that today. Well, here we are in beautiful Shield country, not too far out of Yellowknife. It's the shoulder season here, meaning the lakes are still partially or fully frozen. And at Jackpine, we're thinking about getting prepped for the season. If you're planning a guided trip with us or one of your own adventures, now is also a good time to be thinking about the gear that you need to be bringing on your trips. We have a tent set up over here. We're gonna go over there and start with our sleep system. So the reason we refer to this as a sleep system is because it's not only important to look at the individual specifications of your bag, your sleeping pad, and your liner, but also if they coordinate well with each other given the weather conditions or the environmental conditions. Starting with our sleeping pad, you want to be looking for how small it packs up, the weight of it, and then probably most importantly is the R value. An R value of around 4, an R value meaning the insulation against heat loss, to make use of a sleeping bag that's roughly 20 degrees Fahrenheit or around -6 Celsius in thermal insulation. So the next component of our sleeping system, and one that we highly recommend, is a sleeping bag fleece liner. So a few things to look out for when you're choosing amongst options is the thermal rating. Just like pads or sleeping bags, it's going to have an insulation rating. I like to go for the higher end of things, meaning it's going to keep you warmer in colder temperatures, because then I know I'm getting the most out of it given the rating of my bag and my pad. This is also great because you can wash this a lot easier and with your regular clothing than a sleeping bag. So you're keeping your bag cleaner and you're increasing the sleeping bag's lifespan by using a liner. And finally, the third part, our sleeping bag. So, in front of me, this is my bag. It's down and it's rated to around -10. I've brought a -10 Celsius or around 14 degrees Fahrenheit bag on almost every trip that I've guided in the north, and it's been fantastic because within that, I can layer up or down. But on our guided trips, we do recommend a bag of around -6, because in the Arctic, even in the heat of July or August, you can get pretty cold nights. What you want to be looking for, we suggest a mummy bag, meaning you're fully enveloped, and you also want a hood, right, that zips right up to the top. It can even cinch, and that way you're just containing as much warmth in your bag as possible. This is down. There are synthetic options, and they're getting pretty good these days. I still prefer down because it packs up the best, and over the course of a trip, as you're unpacking it, it re-lofts. You don't really have to worry about losing loft in the span of a single trip, and you still get the best insulation possible because it's high quality down. At least 600 to 800 fill goose down. Packability in camp chairs has come a long way to the point where it's no longer a luxury and can be included as a standard part of your tripping kit. And we do recommend bringing a foldable pack down camp chair on our guided expeditions. Breaking them out of the kit, you're going to find your fabric as well as your pole setup. And the cool thing about that, that's your structure. It's really lightweight. You can find all sorts of options at your local outfitters, but generally this is the design, the same as what I'm sitting on. From there, you're going to construct the rest of your camp chair, if I can figure out how to do it. And these really do make all the difference on our trips. We like to get into our campsites, or at least we plan to, at a time reasonable enough to set up your camp, go for a hike, and sit down by the fire and enjoy the meal that we prep for you. For items that you'd like to keep accessible throughout the day, we recommend bringing a 15 to 20 liter waterproof day bag. You can either go for something that's like this. This is a duffel style. It's waterproof, it zips and rolls. Or if you know that having something that you can carry with you on your back to keep hands free is important. Go for a waterproof day bag with back straps. Again, you just want to make sure it's actually going to be waterproof. You're putting valuables in here. This one has a roll down top, and as well waterproof zippers. If it doesn't have a waterproof zipper, it's not fully waterproof. All of our Arctic trips have excellent wildlife viewing potential, so a pair of binoculars on our trips is a great way to get up close and personal with wildlife while also maintaining a respectful distance. If you're interested in photography, if you're taking some sort of GPS device with you, having a battery, having a solar charger to bring with you are going to be quite useful. Bringing a waterproof journal is a great way of recording your experiences on a trip. 2 carabiners and a bundle of cordage, and right there you've got a clothesline for drying some things after the day is done. Even though the north doesn't see a lot of darkness in midsummer, it's still strongly recommended that you bring a watertight, strong headlamp. For fishing, you may want to bring a pair of pliers and a fillet knife, and maybe a camp knife at the end of the day. When choosing your fishing rod, you just need to pack something that's going to pack down and bring a variety of lures. And finally, when we're going for hikes at the end of the day or early morning, you may want to opt to bring a pair of hiking poles. So here it is, all packed up and ready to go. Making good gear choices is important, but it doesn't have to be overwhelming. There are, of course, more gear items that go into a trip, but the benefit of a guided experience is that we're responsible for the majority of it, while you just need to think about these key items. If you're interested in a once-in-a-lifetime experience in the Northwest Territories, check out our website at jackpinepaddle.com, and thanks for watching.